a safe space for women everywhere. Saturdays from 10 a.m. If you want to join me as my woman in fashion, hit me up. Only social media I check, I'll be honest, is LinkedIn. Ha! Lies. I'm hardly on LinkedIn, if I'm honest. I'm on Instagram, Olivia Otieno, as a designer, fashion entrepreneur, stylist, OliviaOtieno. Patricia, do you have a favorite local designer?
I have quite a few fantastic designers like Anita of Siri Studio, Nancy Mwai of Shop New Level, African Yuva. There's so many brands, to be
African
honest.
Yuva put me on in some shorts. I set the studio on fire. I know we have a flame as part of our logo.
Yeah.
But even that flame was like, yo, I am not hot enough.
Yeah.
Sharon, welcome to Double O Direct. Welcome to SpiceFM.
Thank you for having me.
She has no memory of when we first met.
No.
But let's be honest. I blame the French because you cannot invite people to your residence and plow them with moe and give us French portion foods.
Oh, do you know, we recently went to another event like that, and Patricia and I were just like circling around tables trying to figure out where's the rest of the food.
Yeah.
It was another like, and we were like, yeah, we've got this, but like, and then where's the rest of it? Yeah.
Between us, each person had like 2-3 bottles of moe.
But I think that's the idea, right?
But there's no food. We were just like, we're going to eat each other's fingers. Welcome to Double O Direct. Tell me about Sharon Mundia, because the last time you were hosting the SIS on NTV.
Yes.
Am I allowed to say that another station, Mumbi? Mumbi's like, let it pass. Okay. You're hosting a show.
Yes.
I relocated. I left the country. So I have no understanding of what then happened with your media career following that. And we're here to talk about growth and evolution. So I don't know if you want to start with a little background for the uninitiated. That's my
Okay.
term for today.
Yes. Okay. So I've been in the industry or working in this space for the last 10 years. This is my 10th year. And in those 10 years, I've kind of found myself moving around the different like media platforms. Started primarily online, and that's where I feel most at home, because I think I own my voice. I can kind of speak the way I want to speak about the topics I want to speak on. But I found myself at some point on radio, or with the radio station, not so much on radio, but working on the online platform, which felt at home. And then I shifted gears a little and I tried TV. And it's been 2 years now since my show. I think I had it for 2 years living with us. And it has been a major shift. But I think a shift that was important for me, because I feel like I'm finally in a space where I'm defining what I want my career to look like. And for the last 10 years, and I think it was important in many ways, I kind of just was pivoting here and there. And it was like, right, so we're doing the blog. Yes, the blog is it. And we're going to do it hard. Actually, we're not doing the blog anymore. Now it's Instagram. And okay, cool. So we're not just doing Instagram. Oh, wait, actually, now we're going back to YouTube, but now YouTube for the radio station. Oh, wait, no, not that. TV. And so finally, I feel like I'm in a space where I'm trying to decide what my future looks like, which is both terrifying, if I'm being honest, but also very empowering. But so that's
Where
that's
are
in
you
a
most
nutshell.
dominant?
I'd say my king and queen are Instagram and YouTube. But I feel like I feel most myself on YouTube, and I think that's where I feel most at home, because I get to, because I think Instagram you just capture a moment, or in your stories you capture like, these 15 seconds or 60 seconds now that they increased it. But YouTube, I get to show a lot more, and I get to show the journey. And I think I'm moving away from the snippet, which is very TikTok-y, 15-second.
I was going to ask if you're on TikTok.
I'm actually not.
I tried.
Oh my God. It's a struggle.
Atemi was like, Double O, TikTok. I'm going to show you. This is how you download. Okay, so I was like, fine, I'm going to try. I got on there for all of like 3 minutes, and I was like, no, Satan, not today.
Yeah, I try, and I just felt it would be another avenue that kind of pulls me, because I've been dancing, moving around, trying to do, because I think TikTok has kind of leaked into Instagram in some ways, and so we get a lot of those like quick, feisty, bitey type content. But I'm definitely not on TikTok.
Patricia? Give me an overview, considering we worked together in the past. But we worked together in a lot of things. You were in Changes as well.
Yes.
Nini was just telling me. So we worked on Changes. We were at 1FM together. Tell me more.
I think for me, it's just been allowing myself to explore whatever it is catches my eye. And so starting from when I was young and wanting to be an actress and then wanting to be a singer and then always thinking about...
wait. I got a message. I think he manages Pinye. His name is Njoroge. He was like, I'm in love with Patricia. I play her song. I didn't even know you were a singer. Like, I knew you sang, but I didn't know you had that song out there. Love you too. I'm going to show you all the fan mail that I got when I said I'm going to be hosting these two ladies. Sorry, continue.
So it's really just been an evolution of exploring. Before, some people would call somebody like me a multi-hyphenate, but then a new term I found is multi-potentialite, because it just means that I explore whatever it is that I feel I really deeply want to explore.
Because you're not done. There's still more.
Because I'm not done. Yeah. If next year I decide, I really want to venture into farming or beekeeping, that's something I will allow myself to do, and I will allow myself to fully explore it. And so over the years, it's just been, okay, I think I really want to get into radio. I really want to be a news anchor. I really want to host my own show. I really want to write a show. I really want to...
Have you written a show?
I have. I do have my own stage show called Life in the Single Lane. Which I wrote, performed, directed, produced.
And coming soon on
and
Netflix.
It was the first time I actually kind of encountered Patricia. That's when I was like, wait a second. Who's that woman on stage?
Yeah.
And what is that voice that's coming out of her? Yeah.
Back in 2013. So it's
Wow.
Yeah, it's
going on almost 10 years now.
Yeah. So I think what the push and pull has been is also, finding YouTube interesting. And so wanting to create content there, or to express myself there, because that's what I call it. I'm not creating content. I'm just finding avenues to express myself. Same with Instagram. I tried TikTok, and I think the first time I tried to create a video for TikTok, I spilled things everywhere. Like, I was just like, this is not for me, because maybe...
Is it our age?
Maybe.
Possibly.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think
a
so.
hybrid.
Yeah.
Who does it so
Atemi.
okay, right. Or maybe it's also just, I think it's also really knowing your voice, and then doing so, and in knowing so, you can then move into a platform without feeling like you have to.
And you understand your limitations.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I have had people say, no, TikTok is actually the easiest. It's the place where you don't have to think about it. But in my head, because of what I imagine TikTok to be and what I consume from TikTok, I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's just not for me. But so... I think I've found myself in spaces where I'm allowing myself to evolve, and evolution and growth is not always easy.
It's painful.
And
it
so,
can be.
Yeah. So learning not to resist it and to just sit in it and be like, okay, whatever is happening here is important, and I need to allow it because it's vital, because it just means I'm shifting into the next level. You know how you play video games and it's like you finish a level, you get to the next one. So that's what I'm starting to see life as, like moving on to the next level. And it's not always easy, but it just means growth and evolution into the next version of who you are. Yeah.
Give me some highlights, Sharon, on your career thus far. I know you've done a lot of amazing things, but what are some of the moments that really stand out for you? Would you call yourself an influencer? Is that the terminology that you want to use?
I think that's the term that most people associate with what I do. And I think it's a term that has, for the most part, received a lot of negative reactions.
And I don't understand
and
why.
I get it too, because it sounds manipulative. So the first time I heard it, I was like, am I influencing you to like? I don't know. So I'm not so sure. And I think I'm aware that in this space I have built a community, and with this community I have a responsibility, and if I share something, that there's a likelihood that a segment of it would resonate with them. So I understand the term in some capacity, but I don't feel attached to it. And I
so
think
under your name, usually
So I would say I'm a creator. I'm a creator.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel most at home with that term, and then because it doesn't limit me to just like my role isn't just to influence people. It's not why I started. I literally started because I just wanted a distraction from whatever I was going through at the time. And then in like sharing my day to day, I then built this community and people who are interested in the same things. I wasn't going on there trying to influence per se, but I recognized that I am in some ways influencing or modeling, or that there's something happening between me and this community that's like back and forth.
Two things. Yeah. One, I'm heading home and I'm going to tell my son, call me creator. Okay. Right? First thing, mom is not here anymore. Creator. Number two, those moments in the last 5, 7, 8, 10 years, because you said now you've been doing this for about 10 years that really stand out for you, that you'd like a lot of people just to understand and know about. I watched one of your interior design, I think renovation. I think you moved into a new space. I was like, I like this.
Yeah. I don't know. I like picking just one thing.
A couple
I don't know.
over the years.
Yeah, even then I'm just trying to be like, oh my goodness, what's like a thing that stood out the most? I think I've had some really incredible trips and opportunities to travel the world. It's hard to pinpoint one, but like going to Morocco, Turkey, I feel like this space allowed me trips and like luxuries that I don't know I would have been able to experience otherwise.
You're the second person today to talk about Morocco.
Oh no, you have to go to Morocco. Stop. We need to change the direction. Forget what we're talking about now. Let's just focus on Morocco and why everyone needs to experience the magic of that country.
I apologize, Dr. Betty Radier, CEO, Kenya Tourism Board, but this is the direction.
Oh my gosh, no, it is. It is.
I think you should go to Nakuru. Nakuru is just wonderful.
Ladies and gentlemen, Patricia Kihoro.
No, it's stunning. It's beautiful. And then I think I've also had like another moment that stands out for me. But my memory, before the show started, we were both talking, Olivia and I were saying how we have the worst memory. So I know Patricia will remember what I'm talking about, but I don't remember.
That thing of
what award show?
Do you remember? I'm like, no,
MTV.
What, but Mama Awards?
Yes,
MTV. I hosted
was it
the
here
MTV
or in
in South Africa, in Durban.
Okay.
And I hosted the MTV Mamas, and I just remember it wasn't supposed to happen. I was just going as a guest.
Yes.
And I remember that being one of the most exciting moments of my life. And you know how usually you hear of imposter syndrome coming on and therefore like, oh my goodness, should I be on stage? Because like no one knows who I am. I'm really just like a little influencer from this country and no one knows.
Yeah.
But because I just believed no one knew, I walked on that stage like it was like I was Beyonce. No, and they were screaming because who was next to me, babe?
Double HP.
Double HP. So I walked on a double.
No, I actually. No, wait. I met him. No, I met him in Lagos though, not in South Africa. He's an amazing guy.
Yeah.
Such a nice guy.
Yeah, but he passed on. But he so I was walking on with him because we were co-hosting that segment, and everyone around me was screaming for him, but I was waving like I was like, "Hi guys, hello, oh yes, thank you." I felt like I owned that moment, and I just wish I kind of I was able to bring that along in every other aspect of my life, because there's lots of others that I don't believe I should be in the room.
Spice.
And thanks for watching the live stream on the homepage, standardmedia.co.ke. I am Olivia Otieno. This is 00 Direct every Saturday from 10 a.m. I'm a woman. I'm dressed by women. The songs I play are by women. My guests are women like Patricia Kihoro and Sharon Mundia, a.k.a. Miss Kihoro and Sharon _Mundia. Mostly, she's confessed, Instagram. Yeah, if you go on to Twitter, I don't know, TikTok, I don't know, LinkedIn. Do any of you have a LinkedIn profile?
I do, but I've not opened it in years. I don't know what's on there.
I'm planning on like revamping it.
No, we need to have a movement. I've been told y'all are not successful because you are not on LinkedIn. And I'm like, but what is happening there? And I felt like an intruder when I opened my LinkedIn. I was just like peeping through things.
I'd probably feel more at home on LinkedIn than TikTok.
Okay, yeah.
Probably fit in better.
We've grown, yes.
LinkedIn.
If I was told gun to your head, which one? Of course, it'd be LinkedIn.
Yeah.
But then I feel I have to be more mature.
Yeah.
We cannot.
Yeah, LinkedIn is where people make fun of I went and saw this dog that was working really hard to support. And then this guy came and asked the dog for this, and the dog said no. And then 10 years later, the dog was his boss. Like all these, motivational stories about how you treat people, the work you put
Your
into
leadership wheel.
Yeah. It's people have made fun of it for that. But I've heard that LinkedIn is also quite the place to be, especially for your professional life, whether a creative, whether in the corporate sphere. I'm looking to revamp my LinkedIn.
But is it also a popularity contest? Like you have so many links.
I hope not.
You have 5,000 plus links. You're like a gold member, platinum.
Okay, so clearly I've not been on. I didn't even know that there's that.
I don't know. No, I'm just making
up.
Okay.
I hope not.
Since we are redefining success, my question is, growing up, vis-a-vis your present day adult life, define how you view success. Who wants to start this one?
I mean, I could go.
Patricia?
I think growing up, especially in Kenya.
No, mine was Mercedes. If you have a Mercedes, you are successful.
Yeah, I hear you. But I feel like for our parents, the metric of success was go to school, get good grades so that you can go to a good high school, get good grades so that you go to a good university and then get a good job. And then once you get a good job, you'll have a good salary so that you can then have a home and have a family. And it kind of felt like very cookie cutter. And looking back at the time, that was the measure also of security, right? Having a good job and being secure enough to pay your bills and to enjoy life. Take the annual holiday with your family, go to Mombasa, maybe at some point leave the country and whatnot. But then growing up and finding myself in the creative sphere, which was not necessarily a metric of success back in the day, like anything creative was a hobby. But what is the real thing that
what are you really doing? What's your daughter really doing?
Exactly.
She's a singer, but what does she really do?
What are you going to go to university to study? You're not going to go study music. So even when I learned about Berklee College of Music, it was just no.
That's for Wazungus.
Exactly. So now I think being in a space where we're able to show that the creative industry can be a successful place to be, where you can earn a living, you can be secure, you can buy a car, you can pay your own rent, and be able to sort of define for yourself how to express yourself creatively. I feel like, we've spoken about the privilege that we have where we don't necessarily have to have a 9-to-5 job. We're able to travel. We're able to work with brands to basically just say, this is something that I love, and to share that with our audiences and get paid to do that, or to express ourselves in whether the travel it is that we do, or the fashion that we like, or the brands or the companies that we like to support, or even the organizations and institutions that are doing work that we're amplifying, and to be able to exist in a world where it doesn't have to be the 9-to-5. We can define our own hours. We can say this is how we want to work with a brand and be paid to do that, and still be able to also show our parents that, look, the thing that you wanted,
and not derelicts.
Exactly. And the thing that you wanted for me, which at the end of the day was just security to know that I can support myself. Look, I'm able to do that, even though I took my own path that wasn't necessarily what you believed it should be to be secure. And so redefining success so that the people who come after, whether it's my younger siblings or my children, or, younger people who look up to me, are able to say, wow, look at Patricia. She has carved out her own path and she's successful, and I can take that to my folks and be like, but look at people like Patricia, Sharon, Sauti Soul, who are musicians and millionaires from their music. People in the creative arts are redefining what success is and what it can be. So that for me is,
and they are positively impacting society, because before creatives, no.
Yeah.
People always squinted their eyes or no. What about yourself, Sharon?
Yeah, I'd kind of I'd say it's the exact same thing growing up, at least. The only thing I'd add is that, and maybe this was something that was self-imposed, but I felt in order to be successful, I had to be first. So first in school or first in my career, or, you know, best job. And it kind of felt like you're all just moving towards the top.
Yes.
And unless you're at the top, then you're
failure.
Yeah, exactly. Good luck. I don't know what that is. It's not success. That's what at least it felt like. And I think part of it is also just socially what we've been conditioned to believe. But I also think for me, it was also self-inflicted in many ways. And I'm actually in the process of like working with a life coach to just undo a lot of these thoughts and mindsets that weren't exactly the most helpful. But right now, I think I define success as living on my own terms and deciding what that looks like. And so, and this might seem like such a silly example, but when, you know, like Patricia said, we are lucky to be in careers where we define what that looks like. And I remember when I realized I don't have to show up for a meeting in heels, that I can show up in flats and you will still take me seriously because this is what I decide, this is who I am. So it was just little moments like those.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Unless I'm running, you will never see me in flats.
Are you
and
like
if there's a photo of me, it is a lie. It's Photoshop.
You're like full on heels. Full on.
I went to my birth suite in heels.
You're kidding.
No, that I'm kidding.
Okay.
I was I was wearing heels, but I was in a wheelchair.
You probably should have though. You should have just done it for a photo.
Do you know there's another show? Another show.
But
Continue,
so like little things like that. Yes. And also now I'm in the space I said earlier of redefining what I want my career to look like. And I think this process is also me expressing, like me moving closer to or living within this, like whatever success is, for me, it's about living on my own terms. And for a long time, I wasn't really doing that. I was just kind of like moving
Fitting
with the
in.
wind and trying to see where, like, we're doing this TikTok dance quickly, like quick, transition, boom. Am I successful now because the algorithm says I am? But I think it's really about living on my own terms. And whatever that looks like, I don't know. I don't know where I'll be 2 years from now, 6 months from now. But I think I'd also add, for me, success, or an element of success, is also being able to provide for me and my daughter, and just making sure that we're safe and secure, and that my family is safe and secure. I treasure that.
I love that. Patricia, how much of this would you say is attributed to the rise of the digital space and digital technology in general?
How much of
you being able to carve out a living and define success on your own terms?
Yeah. I mean, the rise of digital media and the digital revolution, I mean, for me, has been one of the things that has built my career. Social media, for sure, has been the thing that I've made the most money from. Right. So aside from that, I mean, there's things that I do offline that I'm able to sort of utilize my skills and still earn a living without being online. And I'm grateful for that. You know, like we're talking about being able to host events or to moderate events or to even put up my own show, which I've written and directed and produced and things like that. But social media helps carry that along so much that for me, it's something that I will always have immense gratitude for, but at the same time being able to recognize the ways in which it can be harmful. And I think that's something that we can only learn as we experience it, because it's something that has arisen with us. So there's no manual about, okay, this is how to deal with comparison online when you look at other people and their content or their pages. So we're kind of learning as we go. And so we are forced to redefine how we engage with spaces on the internet, for one, our mental health, two, for just our physical health as well, and three, for the ways in which we then engage, because it can be so isolating when you feel like you're connected online, but really, honestly, you are isolating yourself from physical interactions with people. I can say that of WhatsApp, for instance, with my family. It feels like we have all these WhatsApp groups and we're constantly talking all day. And then you realize, I haven't spoken to my mom on the phone for 2 weeks and I haven't seen anybody physically for 3 months, but it feels like we talk every day, but have we really seen each other or connected? So yeah, the digital space has been great, and it plays a part in how we redefine who we are as we move in this world with digital media.
Sharon, how has social media, digital technology in general, helped you as a brand evolve?
Oh, I don't know if I don't know, because I don't know what alternate worlds exist out there, but I don't know if I would be the brand that I am if it wasn't for social media. What I did when I started out 10 years ago was not quite clear, and I wasn't so sure where I was going. And I remember feeling on multiple occasions ashamed of even, saying what it is that I do.
Pause. Do you have a university degree?
I do, yes.
Do you have a university? What did you study, Sharon?
I did a double major in management and marketing.
I thought you were going to say mathematics.
Oh,
something. All right.
Psychology. Okay. And I've even worked as a shrink.
Really?
Which a lot of people don't know.
I didn't know that. I did I can now work as the office psychiatrist, psychologist. Okay, continue, Sharon.
But so I think also coming from that, and I think I did a decent job in uni, and then coming into this space where I'm explaining to like my dad's friend that what it is I do is I go on this place on the internet that I created where I take pictures of my outfits and I post them with people and hope that people will come and like them and engage with this. And at the time I didn't even know I wasn't really making money off of it. But I just knew that I enjoyed it, and I knew that there was potential because I was looking at what was happening in the West and in other parts of the world. But when I started my blog, I was working in the marketing department of a trust. And so I feel that if I didn't have social media, and if I wasn't, if my career didn't start off the way it did with this blog, then I don't know where, I'm not so sure what I'd do. I don't know. At some point I thought I'd get into banking. I don't even know.
We all want to get into banking.
Yeah.
Because it sounds interesting. Yeah.
So I feel like social media has been like an incredible part of my career. But like Patricia also said, there are good moments, and then there are those moments where you just want to yank your hair out, because it does eat away at parts of you and you don't even know that it's doing that. And that's the scary part. You don't recognize that, one, you're getting more and more addicted to these places, and you're spending so much time there, and that two, that there are these other lives that have been perfectly curated. You're watching people
at their best.
Yeah, at their best.
At their very best. Yes.
And also, also
Spice.
So there's like other elements to it too that perhaps start to influence your thinking. And you don't always recognize what social media is doing. And ironically, the thing that I always say whenever I meet someone and they're like, "Oh, I don't even have an Instagram," I'm like, "It's okay, you're good."
I didn't until like recently. I got onto social media for 00 Direct because it's part of my contract.
Right.
I tweeted once. And then I had to call someone at the office and say, "But where did the tweet go? I can't find it." Like,
I like people like that.
Where do you find your tweets?
I love that. I wish you could just mostly keep it that.
And then the office guys were like, "Can we also use your social media to promote X, Y, Z?" I was like, "I have like 3 people who follow me. Like, I'm sure. I mean, I don't mind. I have 3 followers. You're welcome to them.
Yeah.
They are loyal."
Yeah.
So continue. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was just saying, like, there's like the good, and I think. Social media is why I have a roof over my head, that, bills are paid, and I enjoy the lifestyle that I enjoy at the moment, because I don't have like multiple avenues of income. And even if I kind of do, majority of it comes from my what I create online and the contracts I have with these different brands. So I'm grateful for this space. I've learned so much from this space. I've connected with incredible people because of social media, but there's just this other side that I always just ask, like, how is it going to affect us? And we are the guinea pigs, right? Because we don't know, and we don't know how, 10, 15, 20 years from now, whether our kids will be like, yeah, my mom, this Instagram thing, or like this social media thing, because she used to post all the time and felt this way and that way, is the reason I'm here in therapy right now. We don't fully understand it, but every once in a while there'll be like a new Netflix documentary that's like, this is what social media is doing to your brain, and you're like, oh my goodness.
Spice.
Evolving. I am redefining success with Patricia Kihoro and Sharon Mundia. Tell me about your growth, Patricia. I mean, when was 1FM? That was 2012?
So we started 2010.
Yeah.
Because I remember the first time I was ever live on air reading the news was 2010 September.
Was I there already?
No. You
I
joined us
joined
a bit
after.
later, yes.
Who was your PC?
His name was Njoroge.
Okay.
What is his first name?
It's okay. Let's move on from that. So
yeah.
that was 2010, and prior to that, you'd also had a stellar career. I mean, all through the noughties. That wasn't just your.
Yeah, 2010. So before 2010, I know I had acted. I'd already done changes by then.
So acting was your
Theatre
thing.
as well. Music as well, because Project Fame had happened maybe the year before.
Yes.
2009.
Yeah.
So I was also just kind of like finding myself in the creative space, and I was also getting excited by things like, yes, just because I'm a singer or an actress doesn't mean I can't pursue a career in radio, because I feel like I would be good at it. Also, I feel like there's a need for, music that is not necessarily mainstream, that we as Kenyans or Africans are creating, that is really amazing. So I was like, that's my thing, and I'm going to fight really hard to do that. And then, finding out about Instagram and YouTube, and okay, this is something I want to do. I think it's exciting and I want to express myself here. And then, okay, I think I want to have my own show on stage and direct it, because I think I would like for it to look like this, and I haven't seen something like this before.
Which stage did you capture?
It's a stage show because it's on a stage.
Yeah, but which stage? You said you performed it like in 2012.
I've performed it from 2013. The last time I performed it was 2019.
Oh,
so it moves around, and
that's
it's like
fantastic.
where we'll find a space is where the show is going to happen. But then there's also comedy and improv comedy, which my friends and I
Wait.
just
Wait. I've known Patricia to be a creative, uber talented, but quite serious individual. Now you're telling me that you can do improv comedy.
Yes.
Hit me with something. Hit me.
Oh, come on.
That's so hard.
That's not how it works, though, Olivia.
Isn't that the definition of improv?
Yeah, but you still have to prepare.
But you have to,
for the-
and maybe you need to then prompt her. If that's the
Yeah.
thing, then perhaps prompt her. But also, I get the prep part. But also, I just have to jump in here and say, if you really have spent time with Patricia, you know how many dry jokes come out of her.
No, they're not dry. You're the one whose sense of humor is
It's bad.
lacking.
Okay, I'll take that. I have the worst sense of humor, but also, like, she just comes out with these things, and then everyone else laughs, and I'm just like, but it's not even. What are we talking about?
I mean, if everyone else is laughing,
it must
then
be I'm the
maybe
small talk. But
it's-
also, that's just on this.
I need a little. I need a nugget
on the
I need
side.
something. Give me
But
something.
they're really. I have to just say, they're really like what they do. The because you said so, BYSS
Yeah.
is incredible. Like the fact that I don't know how your brains work as quickly as you do,
Yeah.
and then come up with like gems. And I feel like your gems on stage there are like gems. And then maybe with me,
Thank
I
you.
just get a version that I'm like, vibes.
I
What's
think
going on?
It's also the context of the space that we're in. So, for instance, honestly, like I hear what you're saying about improv comedy, but like I didn't come here to have like a session of improv.
Right.
You
You
know,
see, I don't even know what that is exactly. So is it like stand up, or is it like I say something, you say something, then me?
So they could have a scenario. They could start with a scenario, okay? And so they're like, okay, so the year is
2052.
Yeah, 2000. Exactly. And you're in the club. And
And
this is,
okay,
no,
it's 2052.
no, I don't even know where she was
I
going.
don't know where I was going. But can you give one of the ones?
But
that,
no, so there's different elements of it, because that's like the segments where we also
Right.
find out about them on stage.
Right.
So it's improv because there's no script.
Okay.
And Jason and maybe somebody that he worked on the segments with sometimes will suggest segments throughout. Like our next show is on the 6th of August. I
Where?
hope you don't mind. It's at the Braeburn Theatre.
That's near home. So 6th
Okay.
August.
Yeah.
It's 6th of
no,
August.
you
we
have
an
to go.
improv show.
They're so good.
But then the things that come up on stage.
Okay.
Right?
And
So
they're relevant too.
Exactly. So
yeah.
we have the segments that we could play out, but also sometimes we're just talking and then somebody will think of something and come and be like, uh-huh. And it's basically just people come to watch us enjoy ourselves on stage and also utilize some of our skills, because it does take some wit and some quick thinking, but also we're not trying to be funny. The things that we're doing on stage are not because we're trying to be funny. It's just because it's a reflection of who we are as
I need to watch
society
this.
and finding the humor in it.
I need to watch
Yeah,
this
come
because
through.
I need to see it. So 6th of August,
Yeah.
Braeburn Theatre.
Yeah.
Time.
we go on stage from 8, so you can come through from 6, 7 o'clock, and then. But I'll send you the details as well. But let me just open the poster because
while she's doing that, we don't have much time. It's almost the top of the hour. Jimmy's about to kick us out.
Yeah.
Sharon, Mundia, what do you want Double O Direct listeners to understand most profoundly about who you are?
That is a very difficult
It is. It is
Like,
a
what
difficult
most
question.
profoundly to understand.
Because there's a
It's
lot
like-
of stuff, but when it comes to people in the digital space, there's a lot of stuff about you, either stuff you've put
Yes,
out there yourself or stuff people have
Said about me,
you,
yeah.
written about you,
Yeah.
thought about you. So clear that up.
Yeah, I don't know if there's one thing, and especially since I'm in a season where I'm trying to understand what it is that matters to me and where I want to go and what I want to do. But I think the one thing I'd want to leave the listeners with, that it's okay to pivot, it's okay to shift, it's okay to realign what needs realigning, even though it feels like you're knee deep. And that's not just in your career, it could be in your relationships, platonic relationships with your family, in creating whatever boundaries that need to be created. But I think a lot of times I felt like I needed to stick with one thing and see it through to the end, because I must be really good and finish it in order for that to be like worthy and for me to feel value. But it's okay to say this isn't working, step back, shift. Because that's the season also I'm in right now.
You will never see my son on my social. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, Dito, you will never, well, I don't have a son, but like you will never see my little one on my social. I feel very strongly about this, that it's just better to keep the little ones off social media, and especially since we haven't fully understood what this space is about. I know that for some people, it's also a means for them to make money and to bring, coins into the home, pay the bills and stuff. But I think to do that with the little ones at an age where we don't know fully how this will affect them, to point a camera and expect them to kind of perform, because that's what a lot of it is about, right? It's about performing to some degree. I think we don't fully understand how this will impact them.
Patricia, I saw you raising your hand frantically.
Mm-hmm.
Your
I
thoughts?
was saying hello to somebody. So, but also, I think thoughts on growth and what I would like, what my final
Parting words
would be is just, and I think it's just taking, like not elevating, but just adding on to what you've said about pivoting and shifting. I think growth for me has come from a point of understanding that we were so fed you get to this point and then you live happily ever after.
Yes.
You achieve this and then life is good.
Yes.
You get the job and then life is good. You buy the house and then life is good. But what I've learned is that's not what is going to secure your happiness. Life is life. It will life. You might get to this point and you've achieved one thing and then everything just falls to dust. So what do you do? So I think for me, growth has been learning to accept that life will do what life does. How I transition, how I go through those moments of being unsure or things not happening the way I expected them to, and leaning into the fact that this is going like this and it's okay. What am I learning from this? And how am I growing so that the next step, I know that if this happens again, I'll be okay, or I know how to navigate it. Yes. So just learning that life will do the thing where unexpected things will happen, changes will happen, transitions will come. How do we navigate that with the least resistance and with the most growth and learning?
Where can we find you ladies, and especially the one spot where you are digitally, if some people want to interact and ask you questions post, this interaction? Sharon.
Okay. LinkedIn and TikTok. Kidding.
Wow.
Kidding. No. YouTube. Sharon Mundia on YouTube, and the same on Instagram, Sharon Mundia.
There's no underscore?
Sharon_Mundia. But if you typed Sharon Mundia, would you find others possibly?
No.
But you might. You'll find me there.
Patricia?
As is verified. It has the T.
It's
the
verified.
blue T.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, and then I thought this had a little corny.
That's how to know. That's how to know that
It is
this is
verified, because there are people who've kind of claimed
Report
this,
to
and
me.
and
Which
put
is why
my
you
photos
weren't
and
able to
30
find
seconds,
Sharon
Patricia.
Mundia, like without the underscore. Miss Kihoro. just type in Miss Kihoro and you'll find me. So that's Instagram or Twitter. And on my Twitter and Instagram, my email address is also in my bio, so you can email me as well.
Coming soon to TikTok. Coming soon.
The three of us.
To LinkedIn. In fact, we should have one mutual account. We should have our TikTok
And swap.
and our LinkedIn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is true.
Thank you, Olivia.
Thanks for having
It's
us.
been phenomenal.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
your Saturday. I cannot wait to have you back. Enjoy the weekend. And I'm coming for improv. Braeburn.
Yes. Thank you. 6th of August.